Good morning, agents, and welcome to another daily episode of Targeted Loot today for October 1st. The series that shows you the Targeted Loot map, farming tips and tricks, vendor reset highlights, and much more. I'm Agent Shadow, and if you enjoy my content, please consider smashing the subscribe and like buttons below. You can also check the pinned comment for links to support my channel, my Discord, and the Shadow Crew clan on all platforms if you want to join. Let's get started with the Dark Zones first and the highlights from the DZ vendors, then DC, and finally New York City Targeted Loot highlights last. So in the clan, we got the mechanical animal, and we got a D50 at the White House if you need it to craft the Liberty pistol. Over in DZ West, we got Petrov, nothing really worth it as a DZ exclusive, nothing I can even think of. But over in DZ South, we got a lot. So it's backpack targeted loot. You can get the Liquid Engineer, of course, which is the new backpack, the Bellstone Armory backpack with perfect bloodsucker. And I think I got a build video coming out pretty soon with that as the backpack. It's an amazing backpack for sure. So I would farm for that. So far, it's a DZ exclusive, so you're going to have to farm the DZ for it. You can also get the Matador with perfect adrenaline rush, the Gift with perfect vigilance, and Devil's Due with, I think it's perfect clutch. And then at the vendor, there's the Matador rolled with weapon damage, crit hit chance, and health. I would just roll that health right off for like crit hit damage. Then we got Murakami over here in DZ East. You can get the Emperor's Guard knee pads, I believe. Those are Murakami pieces. So if you want to grab those, that's really good for that extra armor regen, I believe it is. So I would try to get those if you weren't able to get them from the vendor a few weeks ago. Now remember, to get DZ resources, you have to deconstruct loot in your contaminated bag and then extract them. Otherwise, you will extract marked as junk loot, not the DZ resources. And all named items at the DZ vendors cost 152 DZ resources. Alright agents, Northside highlights. So we got holsters at Camp White Oak. That means you can get the Imperial Dynasty holster, and you can get the Forge holster with 50% extra shield health. Now that's a whole extra skill tier to your shield, so that's definitely worth farming for as well. And if you want to know what you can use the Imperial Dynasty for, I'll put my build in the top right card right now, and that'll show you a really good example of what you can use it for. You got Overlord at Coney Island Ballpark, so if you need the Fox's Prayer knee pads with that 8% damage to targets out of cover, that is an amazing named piece of gear that's really good to run with DPS builds, and it's multiplicative damage, so it's even stronger than crit hit damage. We got gear sets at the amusement park, so you can get anything with System Corruption, which is a DZ exclusive, and then the Foundry Bulwark and Future Initiative chest and backpack pieces, which are exclusive to the Iron Horse raid for right now. You got Petrov at Manning National Zoo. You can farm for the Contractor's Gloves. That gives you 8% damage to armor, and it's almost mandatory to run with any LMG build. And then over at the summit, we got Golan gear. They really should have done targeted loot like every 10 floors or something. It shouldn't have just been targeted loot for the entire place. But it's just good for that 10% status effects from the first piece, which goes well on like an Eclipse Protocol status effect build. But otherwise, that's about it. Alright guys, let's go check out the west side. Alright agents, we're over here on the west side highlights. So we got Hani Yu at West End. You can get the Force Multiplier backpack with perfect combined arms. I'll show you the build that I use for it in the top right card. That's the Legendary Assault Turret Striker Drone build. Now, that gives you extra 30% skill damage, and that's highly worth farming for sure. You want skill haste and skill damage on it. And you got chest pieces at Federal Emergency Bunker. You can get the Tardigrade chest piece exotic. Got Overlord again at Bank HQ if you don't want to go to the ballpark. Then we got Grupo Sombro at Potomac Event Center. If you want one piece for DPS builds, two pieces for explosive skill damage builds. And remember, nowadays with that rainbow loot somewhat fixed, you can get a better chance to get an all red one, and it no longer has that utility mod slot after TU11. So you can actually run that in a DPS build up much better than you used to be able to. You got shotguns at Foggy Bottom if you want the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun, or farm for the Mop with that 10% armor on kill, or you know, a Marine Super 90 or custom M870, but I think the Mop is just meta to use now. Got assault rifles at Roosevelt Island. You can get the exotic Chameleon. You can get the Mechanical Animal Future Perfection, the Burnout named FAMAS, the Maniac named Military AKM, or just a top tier assault rifle like the FAMAS, Military AKM, Police M4, Carbine 7s. Those are all really good assault rifles. You got Bellstone Armory at Lincoln Memorial, and over here in the West Potomac Park area, you can get the Everyday Carrier, which gives you perfectly efficient. But remember, the Liquid Engineer with Perfect Bloodsucker, that one's going to be in the Dark Zone today in DZ South, so definitely try to farm that as well. And then yeah, that's about it. You got Sokolov Concern at Tidal Basin. So the last two builds I've had a backpack that's Sokolov and a chest that's Sokolov, and they're all red. So if you're looking for one of those from one of my build videos lately, for the Hunter's Fury or Memento backpack builds, you can farm Tidal Basin today. It's a big, gigantic mission, multiple bosses in it. So definitely farm that today to get a good chest or backpack piece. And also, comment below if you guys have like a good chest or backpack piece that's Sokolov that has weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and how difficult it was to find. I'm kind of interested in how difficult it was, because for me, they're pretty rare actually. You have to really farm Sokolov for quite a bit of time to finally get that, perfect all red piece. And then Alp Summit over here at DCD, you can get a good chest piece with Empathetic Resolve. That's what I use on my Eclipse Protocol build. And then of course I have another Eclipse one with the chest and backpack that you can only get from the raid. But yeah, that's pretty much what's good for this one. Or you can get the Percussive Maintenance with Perfect Tech Support. But like I always say, it's best on Hana U or Wyvernware for tech support. So it's just odd that they left it on Alp Summit for some reason, because that comes with just 20% repair skills. Alright, let's go check out the east side over here. Alright, agents, we're over here on the east side. So we got gloves at Downtown East. That means the BTSU gloves and the contractors gloves as well. But I would farm Petrov for those. Douglas and Harding at Grand Washington. So you can of course get the Punch Drunk Mask, 20% headshot damage baked into it. That's great with Dodge City holster build, or just plain old Headhunter, perfect Headhunter chain killer chest piece build. You got Sokolov again, but at Jefferson Trade Center, and you get a chance for the Coyotes mask to drop at the end of the level with the Coyote boss at the very end. You got Providence at Federal Triangle. Got a one control point to farm there. Got 3 different bounties, so you can definitely farm that area today if you want the Sacrifice or Perfect Glass Cannon. Although I highly recommend Obliterate or Intimidate or something else. Glass Cannon, I don't want to die by the wind floating by, but that's just my opinion, of course. And then knee pads at Judiciary Square. You can get the Fox's Prayer knee pads, but I recommend farming Overlord. Otherwise, you can get the Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads with 25% bonus armor doing cover to cover vault. And then of course it reloads your weapon. And then Sawyer's knee pads, which gives you 1% weapon damage every second that you're sitting still, all the way up to 30% weapon damage. And I have a build with Sawyer's knee pads and an LMG build I'll put in the top right card right now. LMGs at Viewpoint Museum, that's the exotic Bullet King and Pestilence. Or the named LMGs like the Good Times, New Reliable, Carnage, Sleipner, which you can craft at the White House. And there's a few more on top of that. There's quite a bit of named LMGs in this game. You got Mass at East Mall with 4 control points to farm here. Get the Coyotes mask, the Vile mask, and you can get the Punch Drunk mask, but I would farm Douglas and Harding just to narrow it down to just that one mask. And then pistols at Air and Space. You can get a D50, but just buy one at the White House. There's one at another vendor too, I forget, but just grab one at the White House if you need it to craft the Liberty or you just want one. Otherwise, the new card pistol with that plus skill tier from the gear spreadsheet guys on Reddit is looking like a DZ exclusive. That's why I haven't recommended it, but a subscriber did ask, so I wanted to let you guys all know that so far that card pistol with the plus skill tier on it that you usually want to roll Future Perfect on, by the way, just a tip, that is a DZ exclusive so far. If you have gotten it to drop from pistol targeted loot, please comment below and let me know. Definitely with a screenshot would be even more helpful. Walker Harrison Co. in Southwest if you want to farm for that Chain Killer Perfect Headhunter chest piece. And then the Matador can drop from the targeted loot rewards, but I would just farm DZ South. And then finally, gear system mods at Jefferson Plaza. If you're looking for a 12% crit damage mod, 6% crit chance, 20% repair skills, whatever it is that's maxed out gear system mod, farm that on heroic, and eventually one will probably drop. You just gotta keep farming it. Right about usually around now, most people should have some maxed out gear system mods that they use on all their builds. I know I do, but I need even more. They're, for some odd reason, very rare. Anyway, let's go check out New York City targeted loot, and then I'll let you guys go. Alright, agents, over here in New York City. So we got Badger Tough over in Battery Park. You can get the perfect unbreakable chest piece, 0F's named Badger Tough chest piece. I have a build video I'll put in the top right card right now that has it. It's amazing, amazing talent that goes on DPS builds. You got rifles at Pathway Park and get a good classic M1A. Best damage talents on that is Rifleman, Ranger, and Boomerang. Or you can get the Diamondback and the Merciless. Submachine guns at Wall Street, so that gives you a chance to give you the Lady Death and the Bullet King to drop from the last boss at the very end. I think the judge is his name. And then yeah, Saskia for 10% crit hit chance. I'd get a Vector variant or MPX. You can get the safety distance of Perfect Outsider or the swap chain also from submachine guns. Yeah, MMRs over here at Two Bridges. You can get the Elk's Long Stick or the White Death. Those are the best MMRs in the game. Or the Nemesis or the Mantis. But the Nemesis is still locked behind that quest. And yeah, that looks pretty much it for New York City highlights. Alright, agents. Well, that was the targeted loot for October 1st. Thank you so much for watching. And be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed my content. You can click the join button below to further support my dream of being a full-time content creator, or grab some Shadow Gaming merchandise, or become a patron on my Patreon today. Or if you want to support Alt Tech, you can become a subscriber on my Subscribestar as well. There's all sorts of ways to support me outside of YouTube that supports Alt Tech as well if you're interested, and it's all in the pinned comment section below, as well as my Discord and the Shadow Crew clan that you can join on all platforms. Take care, agents. Be sure to stay tuned for more daily, dedicated Division 2 content. This is Agent Shadow signing off. I will see you in my next video. Take care, agents.